Hey, what's up guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and on this episode we're going to talk about location scouting. Alright, let's see. Let's get this into selfie mode. What's up guys? So for the first scene of the movie Codec, it actually takes place in a basement studio, and just kind of taking some advice. You know, write what you know, write what you got. So the best part about this location scout is that it's right down here in the basement in our little studio. The basement slash storage space slash laundry room. Okay, so when you're on a location scout, first you want to try to get the permission to be there. If not, just just say you're sorry. So when you're on a location scout, you want to sort of assess the situation for best and worst case scenario. You first want to figure out sort of the logistics of the room, sort of the lay of the room. I would actually bring a notepad with you, maybe a sketch pad, so you can draw out the layout of the room. And important things to look out for, the first one being electrical outlets. So we're kind of looking through this basement down here. We got a light switch here, powers that light bulb there. That may come in use. But then you're sort of looking around the room, and this room actually doesn't have very many power cords. Sort of think how you're going to power your lights. If you're gonna need lights for this scene, we are going to need lights, and because it takes place at night, so you may have to do some power situations like this. See, in this basement right there, that's the only main power source because it's connected to like the washer and stuff. Hooked it up here to an electrical cable and ran it all the way up the ceiling, and then ran it down here, and now I got my power strip here. So this is a pretty standard house. I mean, it's not like an industrial electrical kind of situation. I got my 1Ks down here, I got my 300 watts here. Actually having those on can sometimes blow the fuse depending on the power load of the house. Yeah, there's a lot of math involved with like determining the electricity and the voltage and amperage of the house. It gets really complicated. Yeah, it's really complicated. Once you get the layout of the room and you've assessed the electrical situation, you need to see sort of where the blocking could be for the scene. Since we're down here, there's actually this concrete pillar right here in the middle of the room, so that may run into interference with the blocking of your scene. Make sure you put this on your sketch. Make sure you put the stairs there. Make sure backdrop. So once you've got the light, once you've got the layout, once you've got sort of the blocking in mind, then start to think about where the light falls, how the light is set up. Since we're down here in the basement, we have these sort of basement windows. You have to think to yourself, is that going to be a factor in lighting your scenes? If you're going to shoot day for night, you may have to black out all these windows, get some black curtain for that. We've used black curtain before, just sort of, something simple like this, just put it over the window. Is this light going to be your practical? Are you going to have this light bulb in your scene? Are you going to try to mimic this light by putting maybe a clamp light here to mimic this light, to add a little bit more? Shooting at night and this is a night scene, then you're good, but you have to understand your script, understand what the script calls for, understand what time of day you're going to be working at. Okay, so getting down to one of the final things to consider for your location scout is you want to think about the sound situation. Audio is critical for your video. If you have bad audio, then you have a bad video. So you have to think, we're in a basement here, so like down here in the basement, we have the laundry machine, we have pipes, we have the air conditioning, we have the water boiler. Like, all these factors are going to cause noise. Someone's running the water right now. We're going to have to shut down everything. We're going to have to turn off the AC. We may have to turn off the washing machine, make sure the water isn't running, because now that's an audio factor in here. How close you are to traffic, like there's a road right outside. Is trucks coming by going to be an issue? Are the neighborhood dogs going to be an issue? Yet on this location scout, I would actually consider bringing your audio engineer along with you so he can start to think about those factors. For the location scout, I would probably bring the producer, the director, cinematographer. I would bring the audio engineer if I was a part of that team, and that everyone is sort of filtering this location through their department. So the cinematographer is thinking about where the light is, the producer's thinking about getting permission and the money for this location, and the audio engineer guy is thinking about the sound issues. Director obviously thinking about the blocking, where the camera's going to be, where the actors are going to be in the scene. So once you've considered all your determining factors, once you decide that, hey, this is actually a pretty good place to have our scene, then you have to start thinking about the logistics of the scene. You have to think about if you can get a crew down here. You have to think about the permission from the owner. You have to think about legal issues. You have to think about maybe money issues. Do you have to rent this place out? Is this place like an old abandoned building where you have to like get it inspected before you can get a crew down here? You have to think about all these safety factors. It should be in the minds of everybody. Safety is number one when you're going to a location. So stealing another tip from Robert Rodriguez, since this is our basement, I don't need to get permission because I just ask myself if I can use it. You don't have to get any contracts signed. You don't have to get any safety forms or liability forms signed. You don't have to pay anybody. If you have the spot, then use it. Having to get permission can be a tedious issue. You're having to call people all the time. You're having to get, you have to get written permission. Sometimes they may avoid you all completely. I've had that happen where I was on the phone with a guy for 6 weeks back and forth just trying to meet him so I can get a signature, so I can get the location secured for the movie. Get written permission, get a signed signature from the homeowner, from the landlord, that you have permission to be there on that date for this amount of time, and make sure it's black and white, clear as day. Yeah, because not having a location could screw you over sometimes. Yeah, we've had some issues where you get kicked out of a location or you don't have permission to go back to that location. Yeah, so that's about it. Hope I explained it clearly enough. Yeah, if I didn't, then just leave a comment. I'd be happy to clarify anything. So thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jordan Anderson. Hope you learned a bit about how to properly do a location scouting. And yeah, we'll see you next time on the Valley Films video blog.